Okay, we are up and live and things are happening the way they ought to. Apologies again for anyone on the call or here in person. If you went to 1D, that is in fact what the calendar says. But since then we've moved to 8D. So again, the first position was State versus Felicia Riley.
Hey, good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm William Cromwell. I'm attorney for Ms. Riley. She is present.
Okay, great. So we've got Ms. Ocom, the prosecutor. She is on the screen in front of you. Ms. Ocom, can you say something?
Good afternoon, Mr. Cromwell.
Yes, good afternoon.
Okay, I just wanted to know who her attorney was to get information.
Great. So all we're going to do today is figure out who the lawyers are on both sides. And it sounds like Ms. Ocom will be representing the state and Mr. Cromwell, you'll be representing Ms. Riley. And then step two is to sort out whether Ms. Riley wants to be formally arraigned or she's waiving arraignment, and we'll just move forward with getting you discovery and entering a scheduling order, et cetera.
We'll waive the formal arraignment procedures and just get on with some discovery, Your Honor.
Okay. So what's going to happen then is I will get a scheduling order entered in the next day or two. That will have a deadline for the state to get you all the discovery you're entitled to. After that deadline, you'll have a deadline to file any evidentiary motions, suppress this or that. I don't know anything about the case. There may not be any, but you don't need to worry about having missed a 10-day cutoff because we just did arraignment. The deadlines will be in that scheduling order. After that motions deadline, if there's nothing filed, then I'll assume the case is ready for trial. And if we're in a position to do trials, we'll do that. Anytime in the interim, if we need to talk about something, get people into court, we can do that. We just don't have other scheduled events beyond a motions hearing if there needs to be one, and then having Ms. Riley's case on a trial calendar. But if you and Ms. Ocom work something out, we'll put it on a calendar for a non-trial resolution at any time. Ms. Riley, you are on bond. It's important that you continue to observe whatever the conditions are of your bond. I don't know what they are. It's also real important that if you move, you let your lawyer know, because he needs to let the court know, because we send notices to your address of record about when you next need to come to court. They'll also go to Mr. Cromwell, but it's your job to make sure you're here. It's not his. So if you do move, make sure you're notifying everyone so we can update that. Okay. Ms. Nelson, do we have in 8D waiver of arraignment forms? There are a bunch of forms by the jury box, but I don't know if those are Judge LaGrua forms or ours.
No, those are your forms, Judge. So there should be a waiver of arraignment over there.
Fantastic. Mr. Cromwell, if you would, one of those 6 stacks is waiver of arraignment forms. And if you would fill one out, once you've done that, you can leave it with me and you and Ms. Riley are free to go. Ms. Ocom, anything else you need to cover in Ms. Riley's case?
No, Your Honor, I would like to have Mr. Cromwell's information. I do not believe I have it, so I just make sure that he gets the discovery.
Yes, I don't know if you have my email. I can give you my phone number, email, and I would like to have a discussion with you about the case.
Yes. I don't have your information. That's what I'm trying to get.
Oh, okay. Yeah, email is bcromwell@cartercromwell.com.
Okay.
And phone number is area code 678-384-5626.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Cromwell.
You bet. So Mr. Cromwell, fill that out. When you're done, just bring it up to me and you and Ms. Riley are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe this is my only case. May I be excused as well?
Yes, ma'am. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too, Your Honor. Bye.
All right. Position 2 is State versus Ricky Gannell or Gannell. And I apologize if I mispronounce your last name. How do you say it? Gannell. Excellent. So Mr. Gannell is here. I have on the calendar that a Mr. Nobles represents Mr. Gannell. Is that someone associated with any attorney on the call?
Yes, he's a public defender.
Okay. Will you be handling Mr. Gannell's case, Mr. Franklin?
Yes, sir.
Great. Are you waiving? Go ahead.
Yeah, I filled out a waiver of arraignment. I'll file that this afternoon through e-file. I had to run and take care of a emergency with my kid. I left my business card on the defense table. So if Mr. Gannell wants to grab one of my cards off the table, he can call me and leave me a message and I'll get back to him.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Good. Mr. Gannell, if you would come up to the table there.
Cards here, Your Honor.
And there may be a card with Mr. Franklin's name on it, his information. Just grab one of those. Mr. Franklin's going to be handling your case for you, and he would very much like to talk to you. So if you call that number, you'll probably get his voicemail because he's in the middle of something else important. But he will call you back if you leave a good number for him, and you guys will be off and running. He has already entered an appearance on your behalf, and we're waiving arraignment, meaning I'm not going to read your charges to you. And then he'll talk to you about what's next with your case. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, same deal with you as you heard me say to Ms. Riley. If you move, it's real important that you let your lawyer know and you let the clerk's office know so that we're able to track you down.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Thanks.
Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go.
All right, thanks.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gannell.
Position 3 is State versus Sonia Anderson. And we're out of folks in court now in terms of new faces. So, and I don't know, Lizanne Edelman.
Your Honor, that's a public defender. Miss Anderson would be my client. I'm asking if I could just have one more reset for her to appear. I was in touch with her. Miss Hall and I had worked something out on the case. This was at the first court date, and then after that, I lost touch with her. I did speak to her family yesterday, and they're going to try to get in touch with her for me and try to relay the offer and the information again.
So when you say continue it again, I'm pulling up the case now. She was here last time, or she's never been here?
I'm not sure if she would have appeared at that court date that was reset, but I do know that the notices for today had said 1D. The day I'd spoken to her the day before that court date that had been reset to let her know. I just don't know if there was any confusion. If a bench warrant has to be issued, I understand that, but I was able to finally reach a family member yesterday, and so I am hoping to try to bring her into court sometime soon.
Okay, I'm just looking at the case. So it looks like there was an accusation that was filed December 18. I don't think that Ms. Anderson has ever had a court date for the post-accusation. I think this is her first date. I don't show anything else in Odyssey, so
no,
she
Your
certainly...
Honor, or I'm sorry to cut you off, Your Honor. This calendar is a calendar that I think was originally scheduled in February, perhaps. February 26th, I believe, was the date. And that calendar had to be moved, and it was moved to today, March 12th.
Okay, I'm remembering now. Okay. And your sense was that, I mean, you had contact with Ms. Anderson in preparing for the February calendar.
Correct. And Ms. Hall and I had worked out a resolution for both her cases. I just, the number that I used to call her was no longer getting anywhere. And so I did find another number, and I spoke to her father yesterday, who was going to try to reach out to her and get her today's court information, but obviously she's not in court today, so I don't know if she received it.
Okay, you say both are cases. I'm not seeing any other.
She is also position 8 on our calendar.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. They just weren't next to each other. And because this is old 2010 case with Mr. Tevis listed as the attorney. Got it. So you have both, and you and Ms. Hall had worked out a possible resolution for both, but we don't have Ms. Anderson.
Correct.
Okay. So Ms. Hall, what's your thought about the best way to handle this one?
Your Honor, I have no objection to the reset.
Okay. Well, Ms. Nelson, if we can reset it one time and maybe there can be a notation that makes clear that if we don't see Ms. Anderson next time, there'll be a bench warrant. If we're close to working it out, especially if it's something that will get Ms. Anderson some assistance. She's a repeat offender with all 5 of her convictions cocaine. So sounds like hopefully we can be steering her towards some form of support.
Okay, will do.
All right.
Your Honor,
Great. Great.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Maybe excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I was wondering if the deputy was able to contact by radio to make sure that if there was anyone standing out of 1C, that they could send them this way.
Sure, I'll ask now. Any update? Did you radio down? So if people,
I did. It was right before you came on the bench. I should go check and see if anybody was waiting. But she did. I'm not sure if she checked again.
Okay.
The urgency of it.
why don't we just check one more time? Because we got a couple more positions here. And just in case someone's outside 1D wondering, I can't get in, what's going on? All right, thank you. All right. Next are a bunch of co-defendants. First is Mr. Pitts.
Afternoon, Judge. I believe that one will be my case.
All right. Good afternoon, Ms. Snyder. Any contact with Mr. Pitts?
I do not. The 2 numbers on Odyssey for him, one is out of service and the other one I was told is a wrong number.
Okay. And he has a bond that doesn't list bond one way or the other here, but it seems like the bonding company should be helping out here. 177-303. Pitts. All right. Well, for starters, if you're going to be keeping this case, as far as you know, Ms. Snyder, if you could file an entry of appearance, because it doesn't list, there's no lawyer in the system for poor Mr. Pitts.
Yes, sir. I was waiting to file that waiver of arraignment with the entry on it, but I'll go ahead and file a regular entry.
Okay, great. So the accusation was on, I think, the last day of the year. Then we had a calendar in February that ended up not happening. And you had a couple numbers for Mr. Pitts, and neither of them was successful.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I see 2 in the system. Is it?
And I've called the cell phone number several times, and it's been out of service every time I've called.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens with the other defendants, and we'll circle back to Mr. Pitts.
Okay.
All right. Next defendant. Oh, here are some folks. Hey, you're Mr. Pitts? Your timing is perfect. Let me get my mask back on. We're empty here for a minute. Well, Ms. Snyder, you only have to file things one time. So Mr. Pitts is here. Mr. Pitts, if you don't mind standing up at the podium, just so your lawyer can see you. Right up here, where the, keep walking. There you go. Stand right there. There we go. All right, Ms. Snyder, can you wave? All right, Ms. Snyder, Mr. Pitts, you guys can meet. Ms. Snyder needs some good info for you because she said the numbers that are in the system she was calling and wasn't having any success.
My phone's missing.
Okay.
I was reporting, but my phone got stolen, so I lost the number, lost contact.
So if Ms. Snyder needed to get word to you, what number should she call?
What's your number? 470. 478. 812. 2515.
Oh, okay. So Ms. Edwards, you may have been calling Ms. Edwards's. Oh, you're a co-defendant. Are you Nedra Edwards? What's your first name? Okay, you're charged in this case too. Well, you're a co-defendant if you guys are defendants in the same case.
Okay.
It's not a bad word. It's just if yeah, if you and I got arrested together for doing something, we're co-defendants. So you and Mr. Pitts are co-defendants. You're gonna need to get your own number because Ms. Snyder really shouldn't be calling.
I understand that, but when she does call her, I will give her my new number, 'cause I just got a new
Good.
number.
All right, and so Go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you give me that number again? I didn't get the last part.
478-812-2515.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. So Ms. Snyder, you're waiving arraignment and you'll file it's basically your entry and waiver all together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Mr. Pitts, it's great that we're meeting. And you need to make sure, and Ms. Snyder can get you a phone number in just a minute for you to call, and I'll write it down so you've got it with you. But you're gonna wanna stay in touch with her. Let me see what we got in terms of address, because you'll get stuff in the mail telling you to be here. I've got a White Oak Loop.
Correct.
In Lithonia.
Correct.
You don't live nearby.
Right. That's
Okay.
what I was like.
Okay, but you'll get stuff in the mail telling you when you need to be here. So the next thing that's gonna happen is that the government, the state, is gonna get discovery to your lawyer. She's gonna reach out to you and you guys are gonna talk about it. Like, are you on video, this or that? I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
And then you and she will figure out what's the next step. She may wanna file some motions. She may try to work the case out with you on your behalf. But the key is you and Ms. Snyder need to be able to connect.
Okay. Well, like I said, once she call, I'm gonna give my number that I have just got.
Yeah. So you're getting a new phone?
You already have one.
Or you just don't know the number?
Yeah, just don't remember the number.
Okay. Because you don't call yourself all that often.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Ms. Snyder, is there a phone number that I can write down on a piece of paper for Mr. Pitts?
Yeah, 404-795-2487.
All right. 404-795-2487.
Yes, sir.
Great. So come on up and get that, Mr. Pitts. That's the way to reach your lawyer. She's going to love to get a number from you, and she'll let you know what's happening next, okay? Ms. Hall, anything we need to talk to Mr. Pitts about in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, great. So, Mr. Pitts, you're free to go, but we need to talk with Ms. Edwards. So if you guys came together, you can't go yet.
Okay.
But next on the calendar is actually Mr. Prince, represented by an Alicia luncheon. You can go back and sit back there.
Good afternoon, Judge. I am conflict attorney on this case. So when this was assigned to me from the public defender's office, they didn't give me any information for Mr. Prince. Thereafter, I looked on the Fulton County case search records for any information or phone number or address. I didn't see anything. And because I'm not a PD, but I'm working for the PD, I don't have access to Odyssey.
Sure.
So I don't know what numbers are in Odyssey for Mr. Prince. So I have not spoken with him.
Okay. I'll share with you what's in there. And we've got an address for Mr. Prince. And there are two phone numbers, so maybe one of them will work for you. And we'll see if we can, we'll reset this. Mr. Prince looks like he's maybe a generation or two beyond Mr. Pitts and Ms. Edwards. Okay. So you ready for the info?
I'm ready, Judge.
All right. The home number is listed as 678-887-3044.
Okay.
And the cell number is listed as 404-454-1774.
Got it. Thank you. So
Sure.
I'll reach out to him.
Okay.
And so I would be requesting one reset.
Yep. We'll do that. So one reset. for you to try to reach him. Notice has gone to his address of record. The one thing I don't know is how old the alleged conduct is. Just want to make sure it's not something that happened like 5 years ago. No, 23rd of September of last year. So whatever info he gave to when he got booked in, hopefully is still kind of sort of good. We'll see.
Yes.
All right. So you'll try to reach him and help me understand. So are you like a C3 lawyer?
I am. I'm a C3.
Got it. Well, thank you for helping out on this case.
Thank you.
Ronald Carter is the third co-defendant. Is that a public defender case?
I believe that case would be mine, Your Honor.
All right.
But I did not have any contact information from Mr. Carter in my file, so.
All right.
Looks like he has a warrant. Judge.
He has a warrant. He does have a warrant. Look at that. Okay. Well, you'll be able to look up contact information, Mr. Franklin, when you're next in front of Odyssey. I'll do the one reset since we're doing it for Mr. Prince anyway. But it may be that Mr. Carter is wanting to be scarce. I don't know what the warrant's for, but
Looks like it's a probation warrant.
pardon me?
It looks like a probation warrant.
Okay. All right. And then finally we get to Ms. Edwards. Ms. Edwards, if you would come on up. So do we have a lawyer for Ms. Edwards?
Your Honor, my case management system shows that Isaiah Gregory was the C3 assigned to Ms. Edwards.
Okay. Let's find her case. And when you say that, Ms. Snyder, Mr. Gregory should be aware of this fact? Like if we get Ms. Nelson to reach out to Mr. Gregory since he's wanted on another matter as well, he ought to have some notification.
Yes, sir, he should be. It would be like Miss Luncheon. He would have gotten the assignment pre-accusation.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll reach out to the firm of Gregory McMillan to track him down. Ms. Edwards, I assume you've not spoken to Mr. Gregory?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, a lawyer's been appointed to represent you. He may not have gotten notice of today's hearing. Either way, he's not here. That's not your fault. You're here. That's the important part. Let me make sure we've got good contact information for you. I've got an address on, I have two different addresses. There's Howard Street and Howard Street's what we've got for you. Is that?
No, I'm not allowed to be at that address. So I use my job address.
Is that the north side
It is.
address? What's your job?
It's 74 Northside Drive.
What do you do?
I'm assistant manager.
At?
Subway.
Okay. So that was in the system also. The correspond, so 76 Northside Drive?
It's 74 Northside Drive.
Oh, so it's not going to get there. There should be a change of address form. It may be the very first one, but if you just look at the different forms there, one of them, I think all the way down closest to, well, whichever one says change of address. Great. If you could fill out a change of address, and there's a pen that the lawyer who was here earlier was using. If you just grab that one and fill out whatever address you want to have on there, whether it's work or home, where you are confident mail will get to you. Ms. Snyder, any suggestions on the best way to reach Mr. Gregory?
No, because I would like to speak with him myself about Mr. Peck.
Yeah. That's why I said he's on our wanted list. Okay. Well, we'll add that to the list of things that Ms. Nelson is trying to track him down for, so that he can connect with Ms. Edwards, and we'll reset hers so that he can show up on her behalf. We'll figure out what we're going to do. So it sounds like Mr. Pitts's case, we're good to go. we may hold off on the scheduling order so that his case is moving alongside at least Ms. Edwards, because we know she's around. I don't know whether we'll find Mr. Carter, and Mr. Prince may just not have known to be here or wasn't sufficiently encouraged by a lawyer. So we'll hold off on a scheduling order for this one reset to try to get Ms. Edwards' lawyer here and get Mr. Prince and Mr. Carter to show up. Ms. Edwards, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. So if you'll bring me that form, you just put the pen back where you found it. We'll get that entered into the system. And hopefully you'll get notice when next to be here. All right. Thank you. I'll make sure I can read it. Is it Newman or Newman?
It's Newman.
Newman. N-E-W-M-A-N?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is there an apartment number?
No, sir, it's in house.
So there's something written after street. I was just wondering.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was starting to put Eastmont there.
Oh,
I
so that's
noticed
crossed
it was
out.
at the bottom.
Got it.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I think that's the calendar because position 8 is Ms. Anderson again. But we're going to reset that for one cycle to see if her family can get her in touch with Ms. Patel. Ms. Hall, anything on the 4 defendant case?
No, Your Honor. I've ordered discovery, and as soon as they come in, I'll hand that over to all the defense attorneys.
Great. Good luck with that. I think that's it, everyone. Ms. Nelson, anything else?
No, Judge, I guess we did a pretty good rebound considering it said 1C.
Yeah, it had the wrong quorum. Well, and then we had to reset the whole thing. And so some folks may think it, because it didn't happen the first time, it wasn't such a big deal. I apologize for the reset. All right, I think that is it. Let me see what we have coming up next week. We've got a motions hearing Monday afternoon. Ms. Hall, that's the one with the CI in the mix.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand, we're just going to hear the suppression piece. And when I have heard whatever you're going to present and Ms. Ms. Stern presents, then I'll also rule on the motion to disclose. And it looks like we have a motion the next day too. I think that's going to be Mr. Franklin and I assume Ms. Ocon. Okay. Well, you guys have a great weekend. It's going to be nice weather. Stay out of trouble. Stay healthy so we can see you next week.
All right, Judge, you
Thank
too.
you.
Bye,
You too.
everybody.